Believe it or not, folks, I am not a naturally tidy or organised man. Just a couple of months ago, this was a spare bedroom in this house. And as you can see, it now looks like a very cool and growing Lego collection, Lego city. But that's just the side of the room that I show you in the videos. The rest of the room somehow already looks like a hoarder's paradise that's been put together by a crazy man who just piles stuff in every available part of the room, which is fine to a point. It's a working room. I'm building a Lego city in here. There's going to be construction stuff going on. There's going to be half-built plates here and there, and the odd little thing of unsorted Lego that appears as part of a build. That's all to be expected. What is less expected is boxes everywhere, piles of instruction manuals all over the floor, and the 10 kilograms of loose, unsorted Lego that I thought it would be a good idea to buy to get the collection going. And then left in those bags over there since they arrived. But I am trying to do something about it. I have a number of plans. I've talked on a couple of previous videos about my plan to extend the Lego City tables, bring it round into an L shape, and that means the stuff at this end of the room needs to go, or at the very least be organised. But I've also ordered a filing cabinet to keep instruction manuals in. I have got all of these drawers to sort the Lego into. And at the moment, it's just kind of a place where I put pick a brick after I buy it, and not very much sorting has been done. So in this video, we are going to be looking at the less glamorous side of being a Lego collector, of building a Lego city, because today we get organised. We are going to be sorting through bulk Lego. We are going to be tidying up. We are going to be sorting out the wall displays. We're going to be storing the unopened Lego in a more neatly and organised fashion, and hopefully sorting out the instruction manuals as well. Although as the filing cabinet's not here yet, that might wait for a future video. But by the end, by the time we're done, I've set aside a full day of my life for this. By the time we're done, this should be organised and not completely covered in loose Lego, so that I can work out what I've got and carry on building in the city. That's the plan. So first step, I think, is to clear off these desks so that I've got some room to actually sort Lego on. I've got some brackets to attach those lamps to the wall, so they should be able to go up onto the wall. A lot of this is just stuff that needs to be put away. I think as part of that, I'm probably going to have to tidy up the bookcase and the pile of stuff that's fallen off the desk and fallen off the bookcase, and probably rummage around and sort out the boxes of Lego that live under the city as well. But we're not actually going to touch loose pieces until we've got places to do them. So first job is a bit of a tidy up and potentially a little bit of DIY and reorganisation on this wall. I have a TV I want to put on there as well to act as a computer monitor. So that might even be coming in here as part of the process as well, if I get brave enough to do it. So lots to do. Let's crack on, I guess. Needs a hoover as well. Goodness me, this was clean 2 months ago. What have I done? And here you go, boys and girls. It is the glorious debut on this channel of VoiceOver Kev. I've done a few of these little time-lapse clips for you as part of this video. It's something people have been asking for, so let me know down in the comments if it's something you actually like to see in the video. I'm not sure if it's going to be something we include on a regular basis, but as you can see, I'm having a lovely little tidy up and have big plans for this room. So step one is to get as much of this junk cleared out as possible so that I can actually get on with moving some Lego around, which was kind of what I planned to do all day, but didn't realise quite how much of a mess I was in. Well, after much rummaging around, that's taken about an hour or so, it is much more organised in here than it was before. Not necessarily tidier, but more organised. I've not touched any of the bulk Lego, but what I have done is cleared all the unopened sets off of there. So we've just got a shelf full of instruction manuals that will be going in the filing cabinet when that comes, and then some base plates and some like camera gear, mics and stuff under there that won't be seen, because part of the next phase that will be happening hopefully in the next month or so is this broken old Argos table will be going, and it will be replaced by 2 of the IKEA ones like we've got here. One will be there, one will be there. So I've kind of put it in there now just to give me an idea of how much of that bookcase is covered. I'm hoping the new filing cabinet will fit underneath the way these do. I haven't actually measured it. I prefer to work with guesswork. It certainly wouldn't fit under that Argos one because the legs are much closer together. But that will then take care of all the instruction manuals. I've got all of this stuff for sorting, loads of containers. That's another box full of containers. I've got this thing as well for sorting bulk Lego. I've got together all of the bulk I've accumulated for now in there. There are a couple of drawers in here that are just full of mixtures and messes, and then of course I've got all of this to go through as well. So I think now is an appropriate time for a lunch break, and then that gives me the whole afternoon to just crack on with sorting loose Lego. The other thing, I've also got the latest pick-a-brick order that's arrived, and as you can see it is all grey. That is the stuff that I need for the retaining walls for the Lego City. So I now have that stuff, which officially moves the retaining walls a little bit higher up the to-do list. Did I mention as well, I built the latest Lego City train station. Not sure I like it because it's got no back. I'm going to need to do some modifications on it, but it's certainly an improvement on the little platform that came with the train that I had in there before. And I'm still waiting for the big base plates to go on here so that I can start doing our little transport hub plaza area. But that's not for today. I'm not in here to play, I'm in here to organise. But first, lunch break. Lunch consumed, and in an unexpected development, the filing cabinet has just been delivered a day earlier than it was supposed to be. So I haven't actually finished clearing the space for it yet, and it's now out on the landing. So I guess I'm going to need to get that in. I don't yet have the hanging suspension files that the instruction manuals will actually go in, so I can't do anything with it today. But I guess it's going to need to go into this corner. The idea is it will be in that corner eventually underneath one of the new tables, but for now I guess it just goes in that corner, and we hope that when the new tables come, I mean, I guess I can measure it against one of these. I could potentially even put it there, although that's my little route that I go in to crawl under the table and retrieve sets. Once again, my policy of never measuring anything and just guessing and hoping has paid off, because look at this, it looks like it's made to measure. This isn't actually the table it's going to stay under. Like I say, it's going to be over there under the ones that are going to be there, and it can't quite push in all the way because there's Lego sets behind it. But in terms of fitting under the height and in between the legs, it genuinely appears like it's made to measure. It's insane. So we've got a 2-drawer filing cabinet, which will have the file divider things in there, and then all of those instruction books, plus all the ones that Anna's got in her room, will then be filed in here in order according to set number. So when we need to find them again at some point in the future, we'll know where they are. They'll be in there. That, we are going to outgrow that in no time. I suspect by the end of the year, there'll be another one of those in Anna's room. Okay, I'm now starting to suspect that there's a bunch of delivery men just sat outside the house in the street, listening, waiting to see when I'm ready for stuff. And then as soon as I am knocking on the door to deliver it, because no sooner have I unpacked the filing cabinet that was due tomorrow, the file dividers that weren't due for days have just arrived as well. So I can actually do that job now. The question, of course, is which job is more important, because I've got all the Lego and all the manuals to sort and about 3.5 hours left in the day. There is no way I've got time to do both today. So I think I put them to one side and focus on the Lego like I was supposed to be, and we can do that another day. One thing I can set up today though is my new fancy overhead rig, which theoretically should mean you can see what I'm doing when I'm sorting this Lego. So first step is very simple. I have 10 bags like this, which are just full of bulk mixed Lego. In addition to those, I also have all of this. There's also a few drawers in the supposedly organised system we've got at the moment that are like this. And the goal is that we end up with something that looks a little bit more like that, where stuff is a little bit more organised and separated. Not necessarily by colour, we're going to be sorting by part. Certainly for some of the bigger pieces, I expect the drawers to look more like this. These are my 2x2 bricks, and any 2x2, regardless of the colour, will just be going straight in there, for example. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of sorting stuff into drawers and containers,
to me, the logical first step seems to be sorting them into part size. So that's what this thing is for. I got this on Amazon, it was like 30 quid, and it's just got various sized holes. The holes get smaller the further down you go. So the theory is the really big bits get caught higher up and the small bits fall through to the lower levels. And it's a very rudimentary first sort that should at least allow me to pick out the really big bits and then leave the tiny little things to sort on another day. So I just kind of tip it into the top there like that, and then give it a little bit of a shake. The really big bits like that, I guess if we pull them out and put them in a container like that, it will just get them out of the way and allow everything else to filter down a bit. Don't shake it too violently because it comes apart. That's something we've learned. There's some cool little parts in here actually, like some wheels and stuff like that. So just kind of move it all around. Make sure that all of the small bits go through, and we are left on the top here with that bit. Is that connected? It feels like that shouldn't be connected, but it really, really is. And then we should be left on here with just the bigger pieces. And then you go down to the next level down and pick out the smaller pieces, etc. Some of it is connected together though. So I'm just going to sit here and sort through all this. That's the plan. I guess it's time-lapse time.
Oh, it certainly is. Voiceover Kev is back. And as you can see, this is me already going back on what my original plan was, because although I had this sorter to get stuff into different sized parts, I didn't really have a plan for what to do with them afterwards. I didn't have the containers to do it. So very quickly settled on this system where I got 2 trays out. The tray nearest to me is where I'm putting all of the plate. The tray at the back is where I'm putting all of the bricks. And then I've got a smaller tray the other side of the sorter where they're really, really small, like the bottom level, 1 by 1, various pieces go. Everything else, so everything that's not a standard brick, a standard plate, or a tiny little 1 by 1 piece, is just going back into a big container to be sorted again another day. There's so much stuff and so much variety, and the drawers are already so full. There was just no sensible way to like sort everything as I went. But I figured if I got to the point where the most useful bits, the bricks and the plates, were ready to be sorted properly, it gives me a decent starting point and certainly saved me some time, I think. Well, about an hour in, and I immediately decided to scale down the plan a little bit, and I'm basically separating out and pulling out all of the plate, all of the standard brick, and then all of the really tiny pieces that aren't particularly useful. What's left over is all the stuff that can be sorted another day, and halfway through it's completely filled this container with just randomly sized and shaped pieces that are printed, Technic stuff, all bigger than the really, really tiny pieces. But I now find myself with nowhere to put that stuff for the second half. So I think I need to go out and buy another container to put the leftover bulk in, so that I can then, once I've separated out all of the brick and all of the plate, get that into the drawers, tidy up the drawers and organise them a little bit more, because at the moment the drawers are a little bit chaotic. Like, I don't know that this necessarily needs to be in there. I think they could probably just be in with the other tiny pieces, and we can probably sort the drawers out a little easier. But in the meantime, I need somewhere to put the awkwardly sized pieces, so I need to go and buy a container. Well, back from a quick trip to B&M. I got a couple more of these because they're ideal for storing in, and come with a load of free Lego with the storage box. They're also on offer in B&M at the moment. It was only like £10 more than an equivalent storage box. It was like, well, I may as well get all that Lego for £10. I think it's logical. Then I also got a big box for sorting, and within it, some of these. I got 6 of these, every one that they had. They've each got 12 compartments in, and I figure these will be ideal for the smaller parts like this, and probably the next size bits up as well, to get the small bits out of the drawers, so the drawers can be for the big amounts of bulk. Because at the moment, like in these drawers, I think I pulled this exact one out. These don't need to be in there. They can go in one of them. That will just create a little bit more space in the drawers. That's the thinking. Back at it. I've got about an hour until my dinner. There's no way I'm getting this done today. This is a much bigger job than anticipated. That previous run through we did, by the way, I don't think you saw me stop and look at my phone or do anything like that the whole way through. I didn't realise quite how strong my autism hyperfocus can be, but these time lapses are covering like an hour of me just sorting the Lego and doing nothing else. I'm actually surprising myself by how focused I seem to be on the task at hand. Give me a big box of things to sort, and apparently I'm absolutely in my element. You can see that the drawers for the bricks and the plate are starting to fill up as well, and there's a lot of Lego for us to go through. Goodness me, I'm not even done yet. Well, that's another hour or so done. We've almost got a full tray of bricks and a full tray of plate. We've almost filled up another one of these boxes. There's still 2 more 1 kilo bags to do, and then the drawers that are full of loose bulk as well. But it's dinner time, so I'm going to break for dinner. I should better get a bit more done this evening. Hopefully, at the very least, I can get through the first stage of bulk. So I've got plates, bricks, and then everything else. And everything else can be put off for today, for this month. And I can sort out the bricks and the drawers. I don't think I'm starting on the filing cabinet today either. This room is, it's very different to how it was 8 hours ago, but I would argue it's just as much of a mess. It got tidy and has now become messy again. Well, many hours later, it's now 8:30 in the evening, podcast recorded. I have a beverage in hand. I have another 3 bags of this to go through. Let's get the plate and the bricks done tonight. I've also ordered the 2 tables and the wood for an extended raised platform for there. They come in a week. So giving myself a deadline to get all this finished as well, because there's new stuff coming that absolutely doesn't fit in the room in its current state. It'll be fine. Well, I guess that's one way of making sure that I get this job done over the next week or so, because yeah, based on what I've ordered, the 2 tables, the wood to go on top of the table to level it out with the existing ones, plus the wood for the raised platform and the little bits to stand that up as well. That is not going to fit in unless this job is completely finished. So we've gone from let's just get the brick and the plate done to the entire Lego sorting system and filing cabinet all need to be done and complete in 6 days. I like to make... I do have to work in that time as well. I can't just be in here all day, every day. Sometimes past Kev infuriates me, and I'm only recording this 2 hours later. And there we have it. Another hour. I've been... It's like 12 hours since I started on this. Obviously, there's been a few breaks here and there. But we now have 2 containers of mixed 1x1 tiny pieces that will eventually get sorted into those things I bought earlier. That is definitely not a job for today. There is also 1 complete tray of various sized plate ranging from 2x2 all the way up to, I think there's a 16x16 at the bottom of that somewhere. And then an equally large tray full of brick, non-modified brick, ranging from 1x1s, there's a few 1x1s in here, all the way up to some quite big things. And then we've got 2.5 of these that are just full of mixed everything else. Plus all the sort of stuff that I've already bought from Pick-a-Brick that I've kind of got sorted in these drawers. I stick them in baskets as they arrive, but they could probably be sorted better kind of way. None of these things, like if that's all I've got of these, they're moving into the little ones that I got from B&M today as well. So the plan from here, and this is not a plan for today, I am done now. The plan from here is to go back through with the big wooden sorting thing for both the plate and the brick, because that's the easiest to sort and also the most useful pieces, and combine that with the stuff that I've already got pre-sorted. Like, for example, I have this drawer full of plate here, and I guess we'll work out how many drawers full of plate I've actually got, and then we'll subcategorize further. Say we have 3 full drawers of plate, then I would like to sort it by
big plate, medium plate, small plate, and get that into 3 drawers. We'll do the same process with the brick. We'll work out exactly how much brick we've got and then work out how to categorize it from there. And then once we've done all that, we'll work out how many drawers we've got left and start going through these 2.5 big containers of the other mixed stuff, plus any remaining pick-a-brick stuff that we've got, and get that into the rest of the drawers. Again, the goal is to work out how much of each type of thing we've got and then work out where to categorize it from there. Because what I've been doing so far is, I've bought some fence pieces. Let's put them in a little basket and put them in a drawer. And that's not very efficient because I've just got drawers full of quarter full little baskets. So we're going to be a little bit more efficient with it, a little bit more planned with it, and then the really small pieces, or the pieces that we have very little of at all, will go in these things, which will probably live on one of those shelves that are going to be hidden here underneath this table once the 2 new tables come in. Because realistically, we're not going to need to access them very often, but if we do need a small piece, it would be nice to know that we can go in there and go and find those small pieces. And all of that is going to need to be done relatively soon, because as I record this, the new tables come in 6 days. So by that point, I need to have taken this old table. In fact, I wasn't say taking it to tip. Anna said she wants it in the living room. So not only that, I need to put this into the living room, which means one of the TVs from the living room has to come up into here. So I'm going to have to work on that side of things as well. So I do need to get the TV in here before I do anything else. I need to sort the filing cabinet and I need to sort through all this stuff. So expect a couple more videos of me just sorting the room over the next week or so. And then we'll get back into regularly scheduled expanding the Lego City kind of stuff. But we've kind of reached the point where it's expanded so quickly and I've not been organised as I've gone, that I need to slam the brakes on now, spend some time to get properly organised before I go any further, especially before we put the expansion area in. Because if I don't, I'm just going to get swamped under a sea of bulk Lego. And ultimately, all that will happen there is I'll get to the point where I'm not using it and I'll just keep buying new stuff when I need it for things like retaining walls, Mills plates, stuff like that. And it's pretty clear from this, I don't need to buy any brick for Mills plates for a long time. So I need to use what we've got and be a little bit more efficient with it, because then I'll have more money left over to buy cool sets. That's the plan. Oh, that's been a long day. If you have enjoyed this very different kind of video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on it for me. Feedback on how to do these differently. If you think they need doing differently, very welcome. But hopefully you have enjoyed this style of video. Like I say, there's certainly going to be a few more of them to come, unless you all absolutely hated it. Subscribe to the channel for loads more Lego City and other Lego content. We've got the new releases coming out this weekend, so there's going to be a shopping vlog in the very near future as well. And thank you very much for watching.